Sayen continues her journey from the previous movies as she finds her way to the deserts of Latin America to stop the evil corporation responsible for murdering her grandma, Ilwin. Sayen drives to the Actaeon plant in the Atacama Desert in pursuit of a lead. She sees Maximo Torres, the father of Antonio Torres, whom she defeated previously. Maximo and his multinational corporation, Actaeon, want to change the Atacama Desert regions into power plants for lithium and energy reserves to improve the country's living standards, but he also has sinister ulterior motives. Maximo is greeted by Senator Salazar, who gifts him a rifle. Meanwhile, Sayen breaks into Aguilar's office, who is one of Actaeon's senior managers. Sayen tries to unlock his laptop, but Aguilar walks in. Sayen holds him captive and forces him to show her the list of people Actaeon bribed for their settlement in Atacama. Aguilar opens it for her and begs her not to take his life. Sayen asks about Project Eagle Eye, but Aguilar alerts the guards. Sayen tries to escape, but the guards get to her, so she fights them. She beats them, tackles a guard on a bike, and steals it. She escapes as Maximo announces in front of his workers that, thanks to his corporation, Chile is the second biggest producer of lithium in the world. Sayen crashes his speech but accidentally drops the laptop and escapes. A montage of news reports reveals that Sayen has become one of the most wanted criminals in the country. Aguilar now meets with Maximo's henchman, Chululo, and informs him that Sayen stole information about the parade, so he'll find her there. Sayen makes her way to a shop to buy a burner phone. There, we see Kemal, a young, rebellious girl who's against Actaeon. Sayen then calls Jose, her friend, for help. She informs him that she found dirt on Actaeon because they bribed local governments and politicians to settle here. Jose warns her to stay out of it and decides to contact Sayen's dad for assistance. On the other hand, Maximo's goons find Sayen and start chasing her. Sayen enters the parade and hides behind the dancers while Chululo tries to locate her. She wears a mask for disguise, but Chululo still points her out. She pushes a dancer on them as the dancers try to hold Chululo, which gives Sayen the time to escape. Afterward, Kemal approaches Sayen and offers her help. She takes Sayen to her house and introduces her father, Tito Chale. Kemal mentions that her father was a former employee of Actaeon, and he has some information that can help her. Chale took bribe money from Actaeon out of desperation and has the receipts to expose that bribe. Back at Maximo's, Aguilar informs Senator Salazar and Maximo that Sayen knows about their bribes but doesn't have the evidence. Back at Kemal's, Sayen freshens up and discovers that both she and Kemal were raised by their father and their grandmother. Unfortunately, Maximo's men had caught up with them, this time with a young man named Gaspar. Sayen fights them off as she holds Gaspar as a hostage and takes him with her, along with Kemal, and drives away. But Chale was still in Chululo's custody, so they take him for torture and questioning. Sayen and Kemal take Gaspar to the desert for interrogation. Gaspar used to be Chale's student but works for Maximo because he pays well. Gaspar strikes a deal with Sayen that if they take him with them, he will help reveal his boss's locations and even help in bargaining for Tito Chale's life. Aguilar interrogates Chale, asking where the evidence for their dealings is, but Chale remains silent, so they start torturing him. Sayen and Kemal arrive at Kemal's grandma's grave because Chale instructed them. There, Kemal finds Chale's memory card, hidden in a cloth, behind the gravestones. Jose visits Sayen's father, who's in prison. He asks for his help in finding some contacts that can expose the information they have on Actaeon. Sayen's father refuses to help, claiming it can get Sayen eliminated. Jose tries to convince him but leaves disappointed. On their way back, Sayen finds the location of the Eagle Eye in the desert. It is land purchased by Actaeon from Senator Salazar. Sayen and the gang roam around but get noticed by security guards who pursue them through the desert. The guards shoot at them, but Sayen fends them off one by one. Accidentally, Gaspar gets shot in the process and slowly faints. Kemal suggests taking Gaspar to a healer named Yadiri. At night, they reach Yadiri's place. Yadiri uses some herbs and starts healing Gaspar's wound. Luckily, Gaspar survives because he was shot in the shoulder. In the meantime, Sayen checks Chale's memory card. In it, she finds his transfer receipt from Actaeon, which mentions Chale getting 15,000 American dollars. Later on, Sayen decides to leave, but Kemal stops her. She informs her that if she leaves, then Actaeon will find her father and make him disappear. Sayen is adamant about leaving because she knows if she stays, then more villages will be ruined by Actaeon in the name of change. Kemal insists, and Sayen takes pity on her. The next morning, Senator Salazar and Maximo Torres announce in an Atacama community that they will be opening 1,200 greenhouses here. Suddenly, some rebels on a bike splash water paint on the senator and Torres. Back at Yadiri's, Sayen opens up with Yadiri about what's bothering her. She has been struggling with the loneliness of having no family or friends around. Yadiri makes her realize that she is never alone because, as long as she remembers her father or her grandmother, they are with her all the time. Yutiri then gives her a bag that contains a plant that can satiate her whenever she feels hungry. Sayen then calls her father but doesn't speak. Her father has a change of heart and now encourages Sayen to stand up and avenge her family. Before she speaks, Chululo and his companions arrive, along with Chael. Gaspar is working with Chululo again, even after his bonding with the girls. Chululo wants to shoot all of them but Gaspar talks him out of it. Instead, they just take Sayen with them. Salazar and Maximo are driving off together now after their announcement. Maximo is angry at Salazar for the paint mishap and orders Salazar to control his people. Salazar mentions that he can't control his people as long as Sayen is roaming around, acting as their voice for resistance. Maximo reminds Salazar that he can destroy him with just one phone call if he doesn't get the job done. Subsequently, Maximo gets a message from Chululo that they have captured Sayen. Sayen frees herself while Chululo and his friends play games. She fights them and escapes as the warehouse catches fire because of the oil drums. Sayen runs away, but Chululo manages to survive as well. Sayen now keeps walking in the desert. Day becomes night as she's still walking in the desert until she finds a cave. She hides in the cave and eats the plant to satiate her hunger. Sayen sleeps on the sand and wakes up to the sound of a giant vulture sitting outside the cave. She walks towards the vulture and starts imagining her late grandmother, Ilwin. She asks Ilwin for her help, saying she is thirsty. Sayen tells her that it was her fault that she passed away, but Ilwin tells her to move on from the past because she can't change it. Ilwin tells her to remember her teachings and help Kemal because the country needs her help. The vulture flies away as Sayen comes back to her senses. Back at Jose's end, a stranger leaves a burner phone for him. He picks up the call when the phone starts ringing. Jose asks who it is, and it is the voice of a woman who is also helping the cause he and Sayen are fighting for. She tells him to keep the phone because she will be sending more information to him soon. Jose asks her multiple times about her identity, but she refuses to share. Senator Salazar and Maximo watch Maximo's interview about his lithium progress. When Maximo decides to leave, Senator Salazar mentions eliminating Sayen because she can take down his entire project. He also mentions that the press and one specific journalist have been questioning him regarding Maximo. Maximo tells the senator to lighten up and forget about the press and that his men are going to take care of Sayen. Sayen finds her way back to Kemal's village and seeks her help. Senator Salazar now makes a call to Mr. Fisk, the man behind Maximo Torres, and starts plotting against Maximo. Salazar mentions that Maximo has failed to clean up the mess his son, Antonio Torres, left in the south, and the press has been constantly targeting it. This could ruin the image of the senator's campaign. Mr. Fisk tells Salazar that he will handle Torres and reminds the senator that his job is to take care of the water laws and not Maximo. Back at Tito Chael's house, Sayen reveals that Actaeon must have gotten rid of the evidence she had when she was apprehended by them, so they need to find more clues. Kemal is furious and wants to attack the Actaeon plant as a means of retaliation, but Sayen is against it. She reminds Kemal that she still has family and friends to cherish, and if she takes this route, then she will turn out like Sayen, homeless and alone forever. Kemal throws a rage fit and exits the room. In the meantime, Torres practices shooting rocks in the desert with Chululo and Aguilar while flexing how his business in lithium has created thousands of jobs worldwide. Aguilar hands Maximo Sayen's memory card, revealing this is the only evidence Sayen had against them. Maximo now tasks Chululo with getting rid of Sayen properly so she doesn't create hurdles for them again. Back at Chael's, Sayen is resting as Gaspar sneakily tries to grab her face. Sayen quickly wakes up and pins down Gaspar as he apologizes to her. He reveals that he was only trying to save Kemal and Chael, that's why he let Chululo take her. He also mentions that he made a copy of the memory card and has the evidence with him. Sayen checks his phone, and the receipt copy is there. She has evidence on Maximo again, but she realizes Actaeon will realize it was Gaspar who leaked it, and they will come for him. Gaspar says he doesn't care and wants to leave them to join Sayen. Sayen agrees, but by that time, Kemal goes rogue and drives away in her car alone. She drives to the Actaeon mine as Sayen and Gaspar follow her to rescue her. Kemal drives a truck straight into an office. She tries to fight, but the Actaeon security guards detain her. Suddenly, Sayen and Gaspar arrive and rescue her. Maximo grows tired of Sayen, so he brings out his rifle along with his goons. He shoots at them while Gaspar forces Sayen and Kemal to leave so he can distract Maximo. Sayen and Kemal escape in a truck, but Maximo shoots Gaspar. Maximo now orders Chululo to take off in the helicopter so he can shoot down Sayen himself. Aguilar advises Maximo to let Chululo handle it, but Maximo wants revenge for his son's death. Sayen now scolds Kemal for pulling insane stunts like this because she could have ruined her father's life if she got injured or died. Kemal apologizes but admits it was the only way to get Sayen into action, which worked. Maximo now catches up with their truck in his helicopter. He tells the pilot to lower the chopper so Chululo can jump on the truck. Chululo makes it onto the truck, and Sayen climbs up there to fight him while Maximo tries to get a good shot at Sayen. She disarms Chululo, throws a net on him, and kicks him off the truck. Sayen gets back inside the truck, but Maximo starts shooting the windshield of the truck, which causes them to crash. The girls ditch the truck and run into the hills to hide, but Kemal gets shot in the leg. Maximo also drops from the helicopter and tries to find them on foot. He offers to spare Kemal while Sayen guides Kemal to run when she distracts Maximo. Sayen runs the other way and diverts Maximo's attention from Kemal. Maximo reveals that he would have loved to have a child like Sayen, who's fierce and determined about what to do, but he got his son Antonio. He still loved Antonio, but Sayen murdered him, so now he plans to do the same to her. Eventually, Maximo finds Sayen and takes her down, but she throws sand in his eyes to fight back, but it doesn't work. Before he can shoot her, Maximo gets shot in the head by Bykov. Bykov was the mercenary who appeared in the previous movie as well. Bykov mentions that he is hired to take her down as well, along with Torres. He plans to shoot her, but Kemal throws a rock at Bykov and disarms him. Sayen quickly picks up his gun and shoots him in the leg. She asks who he's working for, and he reveals it's Fisk, but it's pointless to go after him because he has too much power. Sayen doesn't kill him and tells him to convey her message to Fisk that she's coming after him now. The girls return to Kemal's home to Chail. They watch the news that Senator Salazar is still moving forward with his Eagle Eye projects. The news also reports that Maximo Torres's dead body has been discovered. The media blames his murder on Sayen's head and reveals that the drug dealer Gaspar, suspected of aiding Sayen, has also been found dead. Sayen feels sad to hear about Gaspar's death. She now plans to leave the city and go after Fisk. She says her goodbyes to the father and daughter, who hug her and wish her good luck in beating the evil corporations. We see Senator Salazar in his house, going to the kitchen, where Sayen appears out of nowhere and threatens to kill him if he screams. The senator cooperates and asks what she wants. She mentions that she wants Fisk. Salazar reveals his full name is Michael Fisk. He also reveals that he can arrange a meeting with her if she wants. Sayen gets angry but leaves when she hears Salazar's family coming home. Sayen now walks on the sidewalks of the road when, out of the blue, a van arrives and kidnaps her. The movie ends here. Thanks for watching.